Good evening, everybody. Welcome back. Mavakaga in full effect, Wednesday, June 3rd, 11 p.m. Eastern. Back on the scene, you know what I mean. How is everybody doing tonight? Welcome in, welcome one, welcome all. Give you guys a few minutes to arrive, then I will read you the reason why I put that title up for tonight's discussion. As I don't know if I should have put anarchist or if I should have put Antifaist, if there is such a word. But parents delivered 20-year-old anarchist to Pittsburgh police. Hi, ma'am. Hi, Mrs. What is anarchist? An anarchist is someone who causes a lot of trouble. You know, like anarchy. Did you ever see the show Sons of Anarchy? Anarchist is it's a way of saying someone who causes anarchy. Do you know what that means? Do you know the meaning of anarchy? A state of disorder due to absence or non-recognition of authority. So in other words, someone who's like a rebel. Anarchists don't want government. Correct, A.D. Krauser. Good evening to you, sir. But yeah, I would say anarchist is kind of like what Antifa are. The people that run around rioting and looting, those are anarchists, which is the same thing. So they make trouble because that helps somehow. Exactly. Same kind of effect. So, A.D. Krauser, did you plant anything today? Work on the fields? What did you do? I'm going to read to you guys a story. So basically, the full title, because I'm only allowed to put 60 characters on the live stream, it says, Parents deliver 20-year-old anarchist to Pittsburgh police after Amazon coworker IDs him. Ironically, most anarchists are actually communists. Yeah, basically the same thing, really. Age does not matter anymore these days, I guess. Before I read the article, A.D. Krauser, if you can give me a thumbs up, I would appreciate it. Same with Kai. If you guys haven't already, please do so. I would really appreciate that. So, 20-year-old Jordan Bartels of Allison Park, Pennsylvania, an Amazon employee and left-wing agitator, was delivered to Pittsburgh police on Monday by his parents. Bartels, who is accused of inciting a riot in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, while standing alongside protesters of the death of George Floyd, was living at home with his parents when people began to identify him on social media. See, what a surprise, right? During the riot. Inciting a riot. That's called Antifa. In footage that spread widely online, a man identified as Bartels, who faces charges of vandalism and rioting, wore a bandana emblazoned with the symbol of the Animal Liberation Front, a leaderless international resistance movement that pushes for animal rights. In the footage, he raised his middle fingers to black protesters who begged him to stop. This is exactly what I was telling you guys about Antifa. Exactly. At Bartels' home in a Pittsburgh suburb, officers found spray paint and firearms, according to an arrest warrant reviewed by the Washington Post. Police received a tip late Saturday from an anonymous caller who said Bartels was a co-worker at Amazon, according to the complaint. The caller said they recognized Bartels' image on the news and on social media, and that Bartels had said to the caller Saturday, "If I'm not at work tomorrow, ask the boss to give me paid time off." The caller told police Bartels later said he would be at work, according to the complaint. Plainclothes detectives who had been among the protesters said Bartels' photo matched the man they saw kick off the destruction of the cruiser. Detectives said the man they saw, a white man with black pants, a black hoodie, and black bandana. What did I tell you guys about all the wearing the black? Moved toward a backpack on the ground and produced a can of red or orange spray paint, according to the complaint. He began to spray the car, and the crowd cheered. Another man jumped onto the hood, and the man identified as Bartels began kicking the SUV and throwing things at it, breaking a window. Pittsburgh police, along with the FBI, Shaler Police, and the North Hill Special Response Team, served a search warrant on Bartels' Shaler home on Sunday afternoon. No one was home, and authorities forced their way inside. They seized books and other literature, though the criminal complaint did not specify the nature of the books, gloves, a silver iPhone, 6 cans of spray paint, a bag with miscellaneous items, and a sweatshirt with white writing. Police said the black sweatshirt with white writing, which was found atop a dryer in the laundry room of the College Park Road home, matched the one Bartels was seen wearing during Saturday's melee. On Monday, a black SUV sat in the Bartels' driveway. The lawn was overgrown, and the open mailbox revealed letters. Shattered glass was observed on the front door entryway to their split-level home. The door's stained glass window had been damaged. No one answered the door. A neighbor, who declined to offer her name because she was afraid of getting involved in the investigation, said she had interacted with the family over the 5 or so years they had lived there. She said she had not seen Bartels' parents in about 3 weeks, but saw Brian Bartels and his brother come and go. The video below shows tough guy Jordan Bartels bashing out the windows of a cop car while a black man pleads for him to stop. I'll show you it in a second. The 20-year-old violent anarchist agitator Jordan Bartels was delivered to police by his parents yesterday. Should authorities go easy on the young anarchist, or should he be treated as a domestic terrorist? How about we check out that video, and then you guys tell me. Let's see what some of your comments here. I missed it while I was reading. Eddie Krauser, picked beans, few onions, planted sweet potatoes, and southern peas yesterday. Always keep him busy. That's a good guy. Eddie Krauser, you know Antifa was created by Joseph Stalin to spread communism across Central and Western Europe in the 1920s. Correct. Christian, hey everyone. Hey, good evening, Christian. How you doing? They caused so much trouble in Germany that people voted for the Nazis because they seem more peaceful in comparison. No doubt. Let's see if I can load this video up, and I'll play it for you guys. Hey, Bob Haskins, welcome back. I think you were here yesterday, correct? It's been a while. I think it was only yesterday you came, and then I haven't seen you before that. Let me see if I can play this video for you guys. Hold on a second here.
Lindsay Ward has learned more about him. First, social media helped identify him. And second, an anonymous caller says the suspect works at Amazon.
We're in front of PPG Paints Arena. This is the area where Brian Bartels is seen striking a marked police vehicle. It's also where he's seen smashing its window, and he's encouraging others to do the same. Covered in black, including a bandana that is hiding half of his face, is Brian Bartels. According to police, the 20-year-old is to blame for inciting violence during a peaceful protest downtown Pittsburgh. KDKA stopped at his home in Allison Park Monday morning. We talked to neighbors who say they hardly saw Bartels and that his house seemed empty most of the time. A black SUV sits in his driveway, and we noticed glass from the front door shattered. There was also no sign of him or anyone else. It was on Sunday when video from News Chopper 2 shows Pittsburgh Police, Shaler Police, North Hills CERT, and FBI Pittsburgh serving a search warrant at his place. While inside, police say they found evidence that connects him to the violence, such as gloves, spray paint cans, 2 firearms, and a sweatshirt with white writing. According to police paperwork, Bartles used red or orange spray paint to damage the police vehicle. He's also seen using something to break a window. Then, according to police, he's seen encouraging others to take part in the violence. Others follow and damage the vehicle, but some protesters are also seen trying to stop him. He eventually disappears into the crowd. And police are asking if you've seen Bartles at any point to please reach out to them. Reporting in Uptown,
Snipers, where are you, snipers? These are the times we need the snipers. Take care of these clowns. The reason why they wear all this headgear and everything so they can't be noticed is because you really can't see their clown makeup. Bunch of clowns. This was from Twitter. Somebody says, breaking: alleged Antifa agitator's parents bring him to police in Pittsburgh. They already caught him. They brought him. The parents brought him to the police themselves. But again, you got to put the full extent of the law to these guys. I would have just hoped that there was a sniper around and just, done. No need to waste taxpayers' dollars and everything else bringing him into the cop station. Let's see if I can play the Twitter video here. Just one sec. Let it load up. This one can't be played on that website. I'm gonna go on to Twitter and see if I can play the clip where they actually show I guess the parents bringing him into the station. Just give me a quick second. I'm going to load it up and I will show you guys. It's only 23 seconds. Let me go back to the beginning here and then I'll play it. All right, let's see it.
Mr. Bartles, do you have anything to say about what happened on Saturday? Anything? Anything you want to say? Destroy that police car. Do you have anything to say?
Of course not. Coward. Tough guy. Can't even open your mouth. What a tough guy, eh?
Mr. Bartles, do you have anything to say about what happened on Saturday? Anything? Anything you want to say? Destroy that police car. Do you have anything to say?
Mr. Bartles. More like call him Captain Douchebag. You really, got no time for clowns like this. Seriously. Such a tough guy. Standing around like he's Mike Tyson of like the 80s or something, or the 90s. Give me a break. You're a clown. All these guys that have to hide behind a mask. Some comments from people were like, guy is 20 years old. I'm sorry, but you're an adult now and he needs to be punished as such. Jail time, little buddy. More like a bullet to the back of the head. Says everything you need to know about who these men are. Another one says, lucky he's white. If he was black, the cops would have killed him. No, he was wearing black. That's enough for the cops to have to get the snipers on his butt. Straight up good parenting, I guess. If they were good parents, he wouldn't be arrested for causing a riot in the first place. Those are bad parents. They didn't raise him correct. Just makes you think, what are kids doing nowadays on the internet and without any kind of parent supervision? I mean, I know the guy's 20, but you don't just start being a douche at 20. You start from an earlier age, and it usually starts online. So you got to wonder, what are the parents doing when the kids are online? Do they not keep an eye or just not care? Don't have time? What's the deal exactly? I've always wondered, like, all these guys that end up shooting schools and doing all these kind of acts at such an early age, where are the parents? You know, it's kind of like, when they say that the pit bulls are so dangerous dogs and they're always attacking people and you see them mauling people's faces off and everything. Um, Sometimes it's not the dog that needs to be put down. It's the actual owners who trained it to be like that. It's just like any animal, any dog. It all begins with the person who's training them. Same thing with people, sons and daughters. They all are taught from when they are young, from the parents. So you cannot say that, the parents are never to blame, or they're not accountable for anything that their kid does. In a way they do, because they were the ones that brought them up to begin with in the first place. And if they think that there's something wrong, like they're not spending time with their kid or the kid's not spending time with them, keep an eye out what's going on behind the scenes. What are they doing on their free time upstairs in their room all day and night? You got to keep an eye on them. You got to see who they're talking to. And I don't know, that's just my opinion. 80 Krauser says, normally don't want to say this, but government has to crack down on this hard. If people start to handle this ourselves, we will end up like Yugoslavia. Rockefeller Foundation push crazy lefty radicalism on kids early in big city locals. Christian, exactly, 100%. Uh, it's the same old story. We talk about this daily, and yet tomorrow we'll see a different kid do something totally bizarre, just like this one, and it's just the way life is, I guess. Nowadays it's 2020, and things are just not like the way they were back in the day. That's right, my preach. Yeah, sorry. Sometimes I do go on a little rant, but I want to hear your guys' opinions as well. Of course, I don't want to just rant and rave all by myself. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, in case you guys didn't see the message there is going to be a premiere of the top news stories of the day that is going to premiere on my channel right after this stream is over at midnight Eastern. So in about, I guess it's 40 minutes from now. So yeah, if you guys want to check that out, there's going to be a link. I think Kai already posted a link to that, but again, it'll be on the channel, and that's going to come up right after this live stream. Been thinking we might be able to do that every night at midnight. We'll see how it goes, see if there's any interest in that. But yeah, basically we just read the top news stories of the day, and we're going to have it on the premiere, so we can also chat about it in the live chat while we're watching it. So again, that's at midnight tonight, and maybe midnight every night. We'll see. Um, Chantel, hey, welcome back. You haven't been here for a while. You're the one from Netherlands, right? I saw that you followed me on Twitter the other day. I appreciate that. Thanks a lot. If anybody does want to follow me on Twitter as well, it's basically twitter.com at Mavakaga. So same as here. Opinions about what? I don't know what we were talking about. I guess my opinions to the 20-year-old, if that's what we're talking about. 80 Krauser, you see the weird white privilege pledge prayer circle things? Really cult-like. Yeah, that's the one on the scarf that he had, right? On the bandana or whatever you want to call it. Just tuning in. That's right. Yeah, Chantal, I was just talking about the 20-year-old who was causing havoc the way he shouldn't be. But I would recommend catching it on the replay later on. I don't want to, bore everybody else with the same thing going over it again. Um, Basically, he was rioting and trying to be a tough guy, and then his parents actually brought him into the police station to hopefully have some kind of justice served, which there won't be much. Slap on the wrist until it's all, the riots are all over, and then he'll find something else to try to destroy. Christian says, so nobody cares about COVID-19 anymore. Everyone is focused on the riots now. There was talk about, because the COVID was dying down, Antifa needed to start something else, something bigger. And what better way than to join in on the riot, cause some looting, make people hate each other. And one of the things that Antifa does that really ticks off a lot of people and really goes against everything that is protest worthy. They join the protest, they spray paint on walls and buildings, BLM, Black Lives Matter. And they're the same ones who go and torch windows, break windows, torch businesses, torch cars, break their windows. It's all them, and yet they're trying to make it look like they're part of BLM, you know, Black Lives Matter. And you see many times that there's the actual black people that are in the same video saying, hey, come on, that's not our purpose. What are you doing? You're not supposed to do that. We're not Black Lives Matter. This isn't Black Lives Matter. It's got nothing to do with that. So it's obvious they are not part of Black Lives Matter, but they're trying to paint them as the bad guy. Always try to go against each other. That's their main goal. Pure destruction. Take the government down. Take America down. They're trying to take the whole world down. This has happened not only in America, it's happened in Montreal, in Canada. It's happened last year in the, what was it, the Yellow Vest terrorist group that was happening in France last year. It's all over. It's all over the world. Antifa is so huge right now, and it's getting bigger by the day. So you got to wonder, why do these kids join Antifa? Why do these kids join ISIS? If it's not about the money, it can't be for anything else, right? But when you're preached about, like, you know what, join us and we will supply you with money, food, shelter. A lot of these kids are desperate. A lot of these kids don't get along with their parents or have, social issues or just loners. They got nowhere else to go. They think this is the answer to their prayers. And that's how you get brainwashed. It's just like a cult, The more you listen to something, the more you start to believe it, and then you got no other alternative. You join them, and then you're done. Because I don't know how many of you know. I think I mentioned this either yesterday or the day before a live stream. It says it's very easy to join Antifa. Anybody who goes to Google, type in crisis actor job, you will see it right there. They will state it in, like, Craigslist even. Are you interested in making money as an actor? Send us your information, how old you are, how tall you are, just basic information, and we'll get back to you. So what they do, these kids, they send them that information. They get a reply back saying, okay, tell you what, we will pay you $1,500 to $2,000 to do a simple thing as this. You join the protest. We're going to supply you and show you where the bricks are. If you guys type in the bricks locations, you'll see them all on YouTube. Why are there like stacks of bricks in certain spots? That's the reason why. They'll tell them, you go to that location, grab a brick, throw it at such and such a window, start a fire at this place or whatever, and you'll make $1,500 to $2,000 just for that. So of course these kids will do it, right? But then again, it doesn't stop there. That's just to get their mouth watering, Once you pay them that money, then they're gonna think, wow, this is great. This is I couldn't ask for more. I even posted the video about that guy who said how much money he's making. He's rich off doing stupid crap like this. And he even said it's all thanks to George Soros, who's the leader of Antifa, and on and on and on and on. There's just so much of this. You guys got to do your own research. You will never hear about this kind of stuff on mainstream media. So I'm not trying to preach you that, this is what's going on, but I want you guys to open your eyes and open your minds and see really for yourself what's going on. Don't rely on the news. Don't rely on the media. Do your own research, because that's the way you make yourself stronger and make yourself realize what really is going on behind the scenes from ground level, not from way up high and believe whatever they tell you to believe. You know what I mean? Believe in yourself. Again, sorry for another rant, but Now I gotta catch up on a lot of messages. I was too busy rambling. Sorry, guys. Chantel says I replay it later. 5:22 right now in the Netherlands. Yeah, you're 6 hours ahead. Antifa is trolling everyone, says Christian. More than trolling, unfortunately. 80 Krauser, almost like most of them wanted lockdowns because Trump didn't. Go against everybody. That's their way of doing things. Christian, there's anarchists within the looters and protesters. Chantel, do you think the whole George Floyd could be a false flag? I did a whole topic on that yesterday. Check out the live stream from yesterday, and I get right into that as well. That was about a 20 to 25 minute conversation just on that. I don't know if you know Chantel, but the main cop that got charged and George Floyd actually worked at the same bar as security. So they have crossed paths many times. It wasn't just the first time there that day. David Ford, America will overcome. Hey, David, welcome to the channel. I think you are new here. Welcome. If you are new, don't forget to subscribe. And guys, please smash that thumbs up button. I would appreciate it. And like I said, if you're new, please do subscribe and welcome to the Mavakaga family. Edie Krauser said, most probably it is dude might not even be dead. Real weird stuff about video. Um, yeah, Edie Krauser, you heard what I said last night about that, right? So could be, and he was an actor too, uh, George. He was an actor, albeit a porn actor, but he was an actor. So I don't want to say too much about that. Christian, I hope America can come back from this. I hope the world can, not just America. Okay, yeah, Kai Kai is just showing you guys the link at midnight tonight. In about half an hour's time, we're going to be going over the today's news in a premiere. So we'll be able to continue our chat there. The runtime is about an hour and 15 minutes. So if you guys have time, I would appreciate you guys checking out that video. That one will be on after we're done the live stream. Christian says Sandy Hook was a false flag. Can't really say too much about it because I think YouTube is going to start locking down on videos and people talking about that. So I hear what you're saying. Let's leave it at that. A.D. Krauser, parts of it will probably as a single United Nations, however, not all that hopeful. One thing I wanted to ask you guys, do you guys know of any other social media sites or any media sites where I can actually talk about things that are might be a little taboo here on YouTube? I'm still looking for a platform where I could actually speak more than what I can here. I don't know if I can do that on Patreon. I'm not really sure. If you guys know much about Patreon, let me know. And maybe I can post some videos on there as well. Videos that I cannot really talk about too much here on YouTube. But if you guys know of any, pass it along, please. 80 Krauser, oy vey, Christian, you aren't supposed to notice that. Chantel says, let's join Antifa to infiltrate. Yeah, turn against them, right? 80 Krauser, communism is the very definition of failure. Obligatory liberty prime reference. Christian, didn't they know each other? That's weird. Yeah, they did know each other. They, like I said, they worked together at the same bar, so they've crossed paths many times. Cor Hartfeld, hi Mavakaga. I am Chantal, her husband, and I think it is very big conspiracy. Great to have you both on board. Welcome, guys. And yeah, I haven't seen you guys for a while. But again, I guess because of the time difference, 6 hours is kind of difficult for you guys to wake up and catch me. But I'm glad you guys are here. I'm really happy you guys are here. It's been a while. Christian says Twitter, I think. Twitter, but yeah, but that's Periscope. I might do it on there. I'm not sure. Core says, be hopeful, bro. Chantel, Core Hartwell is my hubby, by the way. Yep, I got that. That's cool. Core says, because the people off the world will take over. D Live maybe, but I don't have it on phone. Yeah, I did stream off a thing called Restream.io, and basically what it does is you can stream to more than one location at a time. I don't know how to do that on the phone, on the mobile live stream. I've tried it a couple of times when I do live streams during the daytime. I was streaming to here, Facebook, Periscope, D Live, Twitch, FC2, I think was the other one. And I think there was one more, but YouTube has the most views for me, and Periscope also had a lot when I did the whole SpaceX talk thing. I think there was like 1,600 viewers for that one, which was really surprising because usually I hit about maybe 10, 20 at most. So that was really surprising. But again, I prefer YouTube because, as you can see, all you guys are really, really cool. And I like talking to each and every one of you because you're all level headed. And even if you don't agree with what I say, we don't end up in an argument or like, of course, we're going to have disagreements. Everybody has their own opinions, and that's cool. But I'm saying that it's not to the point where we're yelling at each other or whatever. You know what I mean? Peace and love. That's what it's all about, and that's why I like each and every one of you guys here, and I'm happy that your guys are all here joining me as much as you can. Of course, I understand like everybody has different time, and it's hard to go live and have all you guys here at the same time. But when you can, I appreciate it. And if you guys ever do miss it, you guys can always watch the replay. And if you want to leave me a comment in the comment section from the replay, I will reply to each and every one of you for sure. Chantel says, mostly we are about to sleep instead of waking up when you go live. Oh, wow. So you go to sleep at 5 in the morning? Do you work in the nursing field? I think it was. Was it you that works as a nurse or something in the hospitality or in the hospital or something? I think it was you. I mean, I haven't seen you around for maybe 2, 3 months. So yes. Oh, okay. So yeah. So see, I do remember you guys. That's another good thing about having a small, close-knit group of people that you always can talk to. You get to know them personally and actually do remember what they're all about. Whereas if you had like 1,000 people, there's no way you can remember each and every one of them. You know what I mean? But yeah, if more people come, they come. If they don't, hey, you know what? I'm fine with the way things are right now. As long as you guys come around. What time is it where you live, Nova? Says Christian. It's 11:30 p.m. Eastern. I'm in the Eastern time zone. So right now it's 11:30. I think Christian, you're in the States, right? Are you on the West Coast? Uh, are you in the West Coast? I know 80 Krauser is Louisiana in the deep South. Yep, California. See, I told you. When you have a close knit group of people, you do tend to remember more. That's awesome. How is the situation in California as far as like earthquakes or anything like that? Is that a common thing nowadays? And what about the riots there in California? I've seen some videos and it's pretty bad. So whereabouts in California are you? Hopefully not too close to downtown, Los Angeles, because as I said, that's pretty bad situation there right now. Yeah. So I don't know if you guys get a notification on your YouTube screen when it comes up and says, premiering in 30 minutes. But I just got mine now saying that the top stories and news headlines is coming up in half an hour's time. If you guys have time, Chantel as well. I don't know if you're going to be going to sleep soon because it is 6 in the morning when this starts. There's going to be a top news stories of the day that's going to be premiering. It's going to last for about an hour and 15 minutes. So if you have time, do check that out. We will be there on there as well to chat with everybody who is on there um, through the live chat. Of course, as we work until, wow, you work until 5 in the morning. 80 Krauser. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I have an aunt who is a nurse in nursing home here in town. They are only this week starting testing for nurses' patients. Gotta love Louisiana. 80 Krauser, you got to be very careful about the nursing homes. A lot of them in Toronto, a lot of the elderly got COVID-19 and unfortunately passed because of it. So be very, very careful with that. Especially, of course, the elderly are the most prone to getting it. So, God bless to your aunt, and hopefully she really protects herself. Located in Malibu. Oh, really nice area, though. Again, I don't know what it's like as far as the protesting in that area right now, but Malibu is supposed to be really, really nice. So how far is Malibu to Los Angeles? Chantel, I read something about George Floyd being a Freemason. There was talk about that as well. I'd have to look more into it to say for sure what's that all about. But I don't want to say too much about it because I'm not too informed about that. So I don't want to give you false information. Cora, we are every day at work, my friend. At least 14 hours for our kids and us and you too. Yeah, Cora, I hear you. You got to do what you got to do for the family. As I always said, family first. Worry about the family. Don't worry about anything else because in the end, that's all you have. You know what I mean? That's the most important thing in life. Work will always be there once you're gone. Work will continue. But you only have one family. Jobs, they're everywhere. Work is everywhere. Work will always go on. We won't. So yeah, there's been a lot of stories about Floyd and the cop, but today apparently they did arrest the other three cops finally, and they upgraded Chauvin's from third degree to second degree. So that's good. Hopefully one day it will upgrade to the first degree, but I don't think so. I think as high as it'll go will be second degree. Reason being is it took a long time, and when they first arrested him, they went to third degree, and now just like a week later, they upped it to second. But I honestly don't think it'll reach first because first degree is kind of like premeditated. So I honestly don't think we'll get to that point. But second degree, I guess for now we're gonna have to take it. Core one family, bro. Exactly. Chantel says the Black Lives Matter are in the Netherlands also. Black Lives Matter is all over the world, but unfortunately, so is Antifa. So you got to really be careful as to which is which. Even if they're spray painting Black Lives Matter, doesn't necessarily mean that it's from that group. The biggest giveaway you can tell it's Antifa is when they're wearing all black. That's one of the biggest ones you can tell. Not all the time, but 90 to 95% of the time they're wearing all black to really make themselves look like anonymous, but really lame. Christian, it's around 40 miles from where I live. So Malibu to LA, 40 miles, which is about, I think that's like 70 kilometers. Not bad. Less than an hour. Core says, all honest people, people that I like. 80 Krauser is asking, how is the weather? How is the weather in the Netherlands? I heard there has been lots of wild weather in Europe. Core says, otherwise I don't let them in. Um, yeah, I don't think you guys have the heat wave this year, right? I know a couple years back, Spain and Italy really had a crazy heat wave. I'm talking like 50 degrees Celsius. But I think even Portugal and different places in Europe. Is the Netherlands experiencing any kind of heat wave, or did it a couple of years back, just like those other countries? I didn't hear much about Netherlands, but I know that most of Europe was under a massive heat wave. A lot of people, again, elderly, were dying because it was just too hot. Another thing I know about Europe is the heating and air conditioning, both for wintertime and summertime, crazy expensive, way more expensive than this side of the world in North America. I know that the heat in the wintertime, it's about 3 to 3.5 times more expensive than it is here in North America. So I would assume that air conditioning, cooling is just as expensive. It's got to be crazy expensive. Chantal says Antifa is walking openly with them. Yeah, that's the thing. You can't really tell who's who. That's the scary thing. But I'm telling you, once Trump said that, they're a terrorist group, it makes it a lot easier for snipers and police officers to shoot on the spot. As soon as they see people breaking windows of businesses, mom and pop shops, they got the right to shoot and shoot to kill. And they won't have to worry about, getting charged or having to answer to anybody. Shoot now, talk later. or don't even need to talk at all. Kilometer is zero point 0.6 miles or so, says 80 Krauser. Yeah, so I'm thinking 40 miles is about 70 kilometers. I think, something like that. I know like 0 to 60, you guys say, right? So for us, 60 would be 100. So I'm thinking 40 would be around 70, something to that effect. Uh, Chantel says, we just had a couple of nice warm days, but rain is on its way. Well, better rain than a heat wave, right? And sometimes we do need rain too, especially for crops. 80 Krauser knows all about that. Core says, and if somebody tries to hurt us, yeah, I have to finish the game. You know the name of the game, my friend. You know the name of the game. Chantal, another awake people. Christian says, I wish they wouldn't destroy mom and pop shops. People work their whole lives for that. That's what really makes people angry, you know, especially like that's their whole livelihood, their whole life. Can you imagine you own your own store? You're happy because you own it. You go there every single day. I mean, that's your life, you know. And then one day, a couple of clowns come and just totally destroy it and burn it to the ground. Everything you worked for your whole life, like 50, 60 years, more than your whole life, you know. It's like it's your everything. Just gone in a matter of 2 minutes because some a-hole wants to try to prove a point and get some extra money in his pocket. Dirty, dirty money. F him. F them all. Eddie Krauser. That's good. Heard about those hunger stones in the rivers in Germany and Czech Republic showing up last year from drought. Eddie Krauser. Bad manners and bad weather tend to follow. Hand in hand. Hand in hand. Christian says, yeah, it's very disheartening and selfish. Unfortunately, as I said, that's the day and age we live in. And yeah, if you guys do watch the news updates that will be premiering at midnight in about 15 minutes time, there's one article I read in there about how uh, the mainstream media is really lying to us about a lot of things, and I stayed in it what things in particular that they have lied about. It's flat out obvious, and once you hear about it, you'll be like, oh yeah, that was a lie, and oh yeah, that was a lie too. So again, I don't want to sound repetitive and say the same thing over and over again, but honestly, guys, I want you really to just don't follow mainstream media. Do your own investigations, because you know what? Nobody is smarter than yourself, you know, and nobody can educate you better than yourself. Yes, we've had teachers in our lives, but mainstream media is the total opposite. They've got nothing to do with teaching us anything. They're getting paid by the bigwigs to say what they want you to hear, you know. So what they want you to hear, um, and that's not right. But a lot of people will keep on following mainstream media. The Trump supporters will follow Fox News. The anti-Trump, the Democrats, will follow CNN. I say, whatever you are, Democrat, Republic, neither, either, either, whatever, do your own due diligence. Make up your own opinions. Don't get brainwashed by anybody. Whatever they tell you, that's their opinion or their bigwig's opinion. They're getting paid to give you their opinion. That's not their own opinion. That's the opinion of the station, of the company that runs them. You guys are smarter than that. Anyways, I don't need to keep repeating myself. You guys wouldn't be here if you weren't that smart. Chantel MSN because I want to hear what lies they are spreading. Yes, that's true too. If you ever want to see something that's not true, watch MSN. MSN. There's stuff like Hotmail even around anymore. MSN. Wow. You guys remember AOL or MySpace? Wow, it's the good old days, eh? Dial up. Did you guys ever use dial-up? Do you guys remember that sound? It was so funny because they were just listening to the noises the computer was making, and it was having trouble connecting. And oh my God, I remember back in the day when I first had a computer, um, it was just so funny. Like, even to load up a picture, it would go line by line by line by line all the way across. And it would take like 10 minutes. If it was like a high resolution picture, it would take like 10 minutes for like half the picture to come out, line by line by line before half the picture finally came through. And then it was like after 10 minutes, like, oh, forget it. I got to disconnect. Because not only did it take forever, but I remember so many times back then, my parents would be like, you got to get off the internet. We need to use the phone. Those were the days, eh? Somebody tried to call you and they couldn't get through. They get a busy signal because you're on the internet. Do any of you remember that, or was that just me? 80 Krauser. I only like Tucker Carlson as far as MSM goes. I I've never watched them, to be honest with you. The only kind of news I watch, if you want to call it news, is the one that Robin gives on the Howard Stern show. But that's just because it's like comedic. So that kind of stuff I like. But mainstream, not for me. Christian, no sound, bro. Okay, I can hear now. Okay, good. I didn't hear anything or any problems. Love that dial tone, man. 80 Krauser, you love it so much you typed it in twice. Oh, good, bro. I'm just playing with you. Um, just you, maybe. Haha. You mean the no sound? Or the one that, or 80 Krauser is the only one that loves the dial tone? I liked it, but then again, I kind of like annoying things sometimes too. So maybe because I could be annoying sometimes, or all the time. Who knows? Should I have a poll? Am I annoying all the time or some of the time? Notice I didn't even give myself option C. None of the time. All right, so guys, gals, everything between. Like I said, in about 10 minutes time, there will be a premiere. Kai, if you can post the YouTube link one more time, I would appreciate that. And then, like I said, you guys can check it out. We'll be there as well in the live chat, so we can all talk in there. The runtime will be about an hour and 15 to an hour and 20 minutes. So yeah, I would be more than happy if you guys join me in there. We can watch the news and talk about what we're talking about in there. All right, so I will see you guys again on a live stream tomorrow night, 11 p.m. Eastern. I appreciate each and every one that did stop by tonight. If you guys do have a minute, and if you haven't already, please give me a thumbs up. I would appreciate that very much. Um, yeah, and we will see you guys and gals and everything in between tomorrow night, 11 p.m. For now, as always, peace and love. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Don't listen to MSM. Listen to yourselves, all right? Focus on the family. Peace and love as always. Guys, gals, everything in between, you know what's coming. I'll see you guys in 10 minutes in the premiere. For now, Mavakaga out.